Steph here with Steph's Middle School Souffle, and I have a special, special guest today. My Nana, Joni Carlson-Evenson. Can you wave, Nana?
Yes.
And my son Silas, who's this woman to you?
A woman.
She's your Nana. She's your respected Nana. And today we're just going to talk to her about growing up in the 30s and the 40s. But here's my channel again. I have 20 episodes. This is my 20th episode, and I get to spend it with my Nana, and I'm so happy. So yeah, subscribe, share. Each episode is about 10 to 15 minutes long. Watch over the summer to prepare for the next school year. Please, please, please. Yes, I think you'll learn a lot. But now on to my Nana. I got a picture of you when you were young with red hair.
Okay.
You had beautiful red hair. And I have a picture of you with Papa, your husband. And Papa was 1931 born in.
Yes.
And passed away this past fall. Yes. And then you were born in 1932.
Yes.
And here you are.
Yeah.
And I said, you're a daughter, you're a sister, you're a friend, you're a wife, you're a mother, you're a grandmother, you're a great-grandmother, and you're an educator.
And I'm really tired. No.
You're really tired, but you're here, and I thank you for doing this with me. And you're 89 and a half.
Oh,
when's the big day?
At least. August 20th.
August 20th, and it's my 20th episode. So, everybody remember, my Nana's 90th birthday is...
Okay.
August 20th. And then I said you grew up, there is where my Nana and Papa grew up, way up there. Where'd you grow up at?
Robin, Minnesota. Was across the river from Drayton, North Dakota. And we went to 1st to 8th grade in the country, District 35, across the field, 1 mile across, 2 miles around in the spring because it's too wet to go across. So.
It was windy?
Huh?
Was it windy?
No.
It's windy now.
Windy.
It's windy up there.
Well, not like it is now. This is crazy. 25 used to be a high wind.
Oh, yeah. Okay. It's a little crazy.
If you had any higher than that, we're just shocked.
So, Nana, I had a week's assignment for you. I called you during the week, and I said, hey, I want to spend Mother's Day with you. Yeah. And it would be an honor if you would be on my show. And I said to think of your childhood up to age 14. So we're going to just do part 1, which is just talking about when you were born up to 1946. And these are the same questions I went over with you. So Silas, we have a
Can I add anything or not?
Absolutely, when we get there. So Silas, can you ask the question? Because you're doing Minnesota studies, and she grew up in rural Minnesota. Go ahead.
What do you remember about your parents in the 1930s to the 1940s?
Oh, that's a lot to remember. But I had a mother and a father, Nico and Abner Silas. And Silas is named after my dad. And anyway, I was born in 1932 on a farm. You had deliveries at home in those days. And I had brothers and 2 brothers, 7, 8, and a sister, 9. And then I came along. And I guess I was the most spoiled little creature in the world. And it hasn't changed, as you can see. The grandchildren are still spoiling me. And anyway, we were born at home. And we had all the usual childhood sicknesses. Mumps. I'd gone to Drayton to visit my cousin for the weekend, and I came back to my school, and I gave him all the mumps. And that was not good for me.
No. You had also said that your mom was a very happy woman.
Yes, she was very happy.
Loved opera.
In Norway they studied opera a lot, and she whistled and sang opera all the time, and was happy.
She's a happy woman. You also told me that in World War II, now you're just doing like World War I and the Depression and Minnesota studies,
not
but
the Depression yet. We've just been doing World War I with like the Germans. They invaded with word on the armistice.
But did you know her mom, she missed her hometown?
This is World War II.
Right. So,
Yeah.
So, what happened? It got bombed? 1940?
Yeah, let's go back to when I was little.
Okay.
Okay. And lived in the country and went to the country school till the 8th grade, and then went to Drayton High School in North Dakota till I was a senior.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very smart and very good. And I say that because there's nobody living to attest it. I can just say beautiful things.
Absolutely. Oh, that's wonderful. That's
So, and you look in the mirror in the morning and tell yourself that no matter what you look like.
That's good advice to us.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And okay, back to when I went to school.
This picture, tell us about, like,
What is it?
okay, so the mutton coat in the 30s. You grew up in rural Red River Valley, and you said you were poor as a family, but most people were, and you all had to help each other.
Yeah.
This picture of you in this little coat, was that you?
Was I on a barrel?
Yeah, you're on a barrel.
Okay, you see how thick my hair was?
Yeah.
And it was bright red.
1934, it said.
Oh, 2 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I was spoiled. And what more could I ask for, huh? and and my mother always told us, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That was her motto for us kids. And then if we said something nasty, you go look up the word TACT, T-A-C-T, in the dictionary. So we had to go do that quite often.
Yeah.
Because we said maybe nasty things.
Why TACT?
Tact.
T-A-C-T.
What is tact, Nana?
Well, one saying is, you could tell a person to go to hell and they'd be perfectly happy. That's what tact is.
They made you search that.
No,
it's just like thinking before you speak.
Yeah.
If you're gonna say it, you gotta think before your
And
words come out. Is this kind or is this gonna hurt somebody?
yeah. That's
Right.
what it is.
Yeah, so you taught us all that.
If you do say anything, you say it so it's nice. Okay, that was my mother's things.
Yeah.
And can I just tell about her then?
Yeah.
She came from Norway, Kristiansund, Norway, that's north. And she was 21 years old, and she came over here, and she married my dad, Abner Silas Carlson. Mm-hmm. And anyway, they lived on the farmhouse that you saw in the beginning of this video. And it was big and lots to clean. And my sister, older sister, she cleaned the upstairs, and my mother cleaned the downstairs. And that's how it went. And I got to go outside and play with my brother, Carl. So,
that's your brother, Carl.
Yeah.
Here.
So then, anyway, let's see, where am I?
Well, your mother, something that was original to you is like you sang a lot at home.
Oh, yes. That was our entertainment. And people would come over and sing with us, and my dad played the trombone and the violin. And Sam's taking up violin now, which makes me happy.
Your grandson is taking the violin up.
Mm-hmm. And anyway, that was our entertainment, singing at nights and playing cards and board games and
just
tag. And we raced a lot to the barn. And I only ran halfway and turned around and run back.
Why?
You're cheating.
Because I had little legs, and the kids were, my brothers and sisters, and all the other guys were older than me. And they ran like everything, and I couldn't run that fast, so I saw them coming back. I'd turn around and run back. So anyway, we had a lot of fun. It was a lot of us played baseball and softball, and we didn't have wool, so we had to take a sock and stuff it.
Why?
Stuff it around, because we were poor.
What do you mean to keep warm?
A baseball.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Roll
Sorry,
it
I thought
up.
you meant with the
Oh,
wall. I got it now.
To keep warm, Mom, they put socks.
Stop.
No.
Just stop there
No,
with that
they
sass.
put on like a
Stop,
sock.
stop.
Oh my gosh. So
Anyway, then we played also the bases. Didn't have bases. Have cow pies. sometimes. Dry cow pies for
Do you know what that
bases.
is? Well, Nana, he's going to learn tact today. I'm thinking before you speak. And what's a cow pie?
A cow pie is a cow poop. And then big flat poops. That was our basis. You don't need to know
Stepping
all
on
that.
that. I mean,
It's dry.
They used to burn them in the old days too.
Yeah.
But we had a house and it was good.
Can I ask you one thing?
Yeah.
So we only have like 4 minutes left on this
Okay.
episode, but describing parenting in the 40s, and you said that your parents were so busy that they didn't check in with their children, but the children checked in with the other children, and with large families you had to.
Yeah, and you did check in, the parents checked in with you, because if you got trouble in school, you'd get twice as much when you got home. So we really worked hard not to get in trouble in school.
And you were taught to be obedient to teachers or any
Yes.
adult. You
Respect them very much.
Yeah.
And be good to them.
And you said women stayed home. That's a major difference
Yes.
now, too, to have
Oh,
one
yes.
parent stay home
Yes.
if they could afford it.
Yes, my dad
Right
always
now,
said,
but
if
we
you
don't.
have, what are you going to have them for? If you're going to have them, take care of them.
Right. But you
That's
also
what he
said
said.
that you can't do that really anymore
Not
today.
anymore.
No,
Can't do it
gotta
anymore.
work. Gotta work. Too expensive.
Yeah.
And your mom talked politics, and it said in here that
Yes.
she was a Democrat surrounded by a bunch of Republican
Yes.
men, but she held her own.
She held her own, and she was so proud of Roosevelt because what did we get? We got out of the Depression, I guess. She was
Yeah, those
just amazed
programs.
how the different programs, yes.
And you went to, it was an expectation to go to church.
Oh, yes.
But it also,
yes.
you were worshiping God, but you were also, it bring the community together.
Yes, it was always together, yeah.
What I'm hearing you say is you rely on each other and
Yeah.
community
Yes,
and a lot of service.
yeah. Except one little thing. There was Highway 11, and it seemed like the Hansons and Jensens lived on the north side, and the Carlsons and the Blomqvist and the other people that kind of came from Sweden, they lived on the south side of the road.
So there was even like Norwegian versus Swedes.
Yeah, kind of.
Wow. I mean, we don't, wow.
So,
The last thing I have, so I want to type this in. What advice do you have for me as a parent? We have 3 generations here, or anybody today in 2020s. What do you have advice
well,
for me?
one thing, you always have to keep the door open so the kids can come talk to you and be nice to you. And you have to be a little strict, because if you let them go too far, they do.
Have to be a little strict. So it's like a balance between being firm but loving,
Yes.
setting boundaries.
Yes.
Firm and loving. And that's the way your parents parented?
Yes. But Dad was the boss. All you had to do was get one look from him and you knew you better behave. I wrote a poem once about it. I don't remember. The look.
The look.
We all knew the look.
Do I give you the look, Silas? When Dad and I give you the look, you know you're in trouble. Let's see it. That's not the look you get. Anything else? I think that's wonderful advice. You seem to have musical and art, politics parents. I don't know.
We did have a lot. Well, my mother, she wanted to be a citizen so bad. That was
yeah, I
her
wrote
main thing. And she took a correspondence course. And she didn't have to, but she was so proud to pass that test.
That's
And then she
cool.
became a citizen in 1949. And that's a long ways from when she came to America. And she could hardly wait to vote. And I can't remember. She died October 31st, and I don't
that year,
remember
1949, when you were 17.
Yeah, 49. Yeah,
That must have been hard, Nana.
that was hard because they brought the bodies home to the house compared to now.
Oh,
You
lost your mama young.
and all the neighbors would come over and
Mourn.
bring food, but
Well, this is the end of this part. We're going to have part 2 after this, and Silas is going to ask her some questions. But again, thank you, Nana.
you're most welcome.
Stay tuned for part 2.
Oh.